It is Saturday morning cartoons, and I'm about 8 minutes late this morning. I apologize. Uh, we had some rain here in Sacramento, um, and last night it let up, and I uh, took my little walk to the coffee shop, bundled all up, and the coffee shop was so crowded. I mean, it was out the door and around the block. No, it was out the door for sure. Uh, but and I waited for a long time, but there were people ahead and said, "Well, we want four latte quandos caramel, but four with soy milk and four." And they had dogs and they had kids, and I felt like an old, grumpy old man that hadn't had his coffee. Okay. Uh, so I waited for in line for a while. Okay, but it started to get later and later and later, and the line was moving so slow. With oh, give me a peppermint thing with it. And oh, how much is this? Oh, maybe I want. And how much are the pastries? Or okay, I I felt like I looked like an old curmudgeon. Anyway, so I got back without my coffee. Constance, bless her heart, because this is the morning that she likes to go out on her bicycle because of all of the. Uh, it's just a nice time to go around, and this is a very nice neighborhood to do that. But anyway, she stopped and made me a cup of coffee here and put it in my mug, my Picasso mug that Christopher Hyatt gave to me many, 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 many years ago, probably back in 1988 or 89. And it's still here. I'm rambling, aren't I? Anyway, we're going to go to a nice event tonight, sort of related to the Day of the Dead kind of ceremony. And so we're looking forward to that and a nice kind of potluck dinner and things like that. Uh, but today is, we just passed 10 degrees of Scorpio, which happens to be uh, attributed to perhaps the best. I won't say all the tarot cards are the best tarot cards. Okay, it's in their own way, and they're all the worst ones. So, uh, but this one, when it comes up in a reading, in a tarot reading, you're pretty encouraged. And I tell people it's the best freaking tarot card in the deck. Yeah, that's the other title. It's called Pleasure, but the other title is the best freaking tarot card in the deck. And it uh, is the sun in Scorpio. It's kind of hard to see those astrological things. There's the sun in the middle that Harris put the sun in the middle, and down there at the bottom is a little Scorpio thing. Now on tarot cards that looks pretty small, but the full paintings are about that big, and seems a little bit bigger. Um, and so it's a particularly, at least I was thinking it was a particularly neat time. And I love this card. I love what it means. I'm going to read you what Crowley has to say about it. Uh, Constance and I's version of it looks something like this. Okay. And there we see Sol in Scorpio, and 10 degrees to 20 degrees. That's roughly, okay, you can go 11 to 20, whatever. but just roughly, it's 10 to 20 degrees Scorpio. And it's got some Goetic spirits, day and night. There's aim, and then there's who is it? Orias. Okay, but it's also got angels of the Shemhamferish. This is for uh, Nalekael and Eiel, and they represent 5-degree periods of that 10-degree period there. And so this Nalekael would be the one that's actually assigned to this 5-degree period. And Neekael, all of the angels of the Shemhamferish are determined by 72 places in the scripture, in the Hebrew scriptures, where the word Yod-He-Vav-He appears. When they talk about God, they spell it Yod-He-Vav-He. Actually, it's probably 70 or 69, and that actually appear in the Pentateuch, and then a couple of them are drawn from Psalms. Okay, and so Neekael is in a verse that sort of suggests, "O thou art alone." Yeah, in a sense, it's a wonderful unity thing. The same thing that La ilaha illallah. Okay. Thou art one, or kul hua Allahu achad. They're one. Okay. So it's a really cool angel of the Shemhamferish that rules this 5-degree period. So to demonstrate how everything is connected to everything in heaven and earth, and when you start creating magical objects or magical concepts even, you soon discover how everything is connected to everything else. And you better be able to joyously go on that wild goose chase while you surrender to the fact that you'll never have a supreme aha moment. So that means that. No, the joy is in the journey. So I'm doing this just to illustrate what I went through this morning. I'm getting ready to go to Cleveland to talk about my pantacle at the Buckland Museum of Witchcraft and Magic, just like in a week or so. And so I made up everybody a version of my disc. You know, I showed it to you the other day on these just beautiful little cheap wooden discs that I ordered online. Okay, so I was going to think about making as a demonstration for today an example of a talisman of Neekael to sort of get on the good side of this, okay, by creating a talisman, little paper talisman. Obviously, I haven't gotten very far with it, but Neekael actually has a sigil of its own, a traditional sigil of its own, which in his marvelous book, Pat Zaleski, Uh, very kind of thorough. Everybody should have this copy. The publisher was kind enough to send me a review copy a million years ago. But he's got, for all 72 angels of the Shemhamperish, he's got their traditional magical sigils. Okay, so that's Naakael's magic sigil. And I, of course, like I do all over the place, I scribble my own notes on it, stuff like that. So I was going to put that in there, and then I thought, well, why don't I just read what Crowley has to say about the card? And so it's really, really short. So here's what he has to say about the Six of Cups. So that led to that. This card shows the influence of the number 6. That's right in the middle of the tree of life, the sun. Okay, Tifereth, and the Holy Guardian Angel. No wonder it's such a cool freaking card. Okay, Tifereth in the suit of water. This influence is fortified by that of the sun, who also represents 6. The whole image is that of the influence of sun on water. His fierce but balanced power, okay, that's talking about the sun, okay. His fierce but balanced power operates that type of putrefaction. After all, he's in the sign of Scorpio, putrefaction thing. His fierce but balanced power operates that type of putrefaction, which is the basis of all fertility, all life. The lotus stems are grouped in elaborate dancing movement. From their blossoms, water gushes into the cups, but they are not yet full to overflowing, as they are in corresponding card below, the 9. Pleasure is the title of this card. Must be understood in its highest sense. This implies well-being, harmony of natural forces without effort or strain, ease, satisfaction. Looking for a tattoo? Foreign to the idea of the card is the gratification of natural or artificial desires. Yet it does represent emphatically the fulfillment of the sexual will, as shown by the ruling Sephira, planet, element, and sign. Those are the factors in the equation that make up the 6 of Cups. Now, here's where the craziness begins. You may think it's started already. The 30-degree period that this 10 degrees is in is ruled by the Prince of Cups, who rules October 13th through November 12th. So this 6 of Cups lives inside here. Now the court cards all have Yi Ching hexagrams that are assigned to them because of their element. Okay, so the Prince of Cups would be the Yi Ching equivalent of air of water. Might be called wind and lake. So we've already got 16 tarot cards that have overtly elemental assignments in the Yi Ching. There's 64 hexagrams in the Yi Ching, but only 16 have those elemental and sub-elemental mixes. But Crowley, now I'm asking Crowley experts out there if there is a document where Crowley outlines or itemizes what I'm about to read to you here, because Crowley says in the I Ching, Sol in Scorpio is represented by the 20th hexagram Quan, which is also Big Earth, being the Earth trigram with doubled lines. Quan means manifesting, but also contemplating. The Thuan refers directly to an high priest. Okay, this is the, and I'm gonna read the I Ching thing. The Thuan refers directly to a high priest ceremonially purified, about to present his offerings. The idea of pleasure, putrefaction as a sacrament, is therefore implicit in this hexagram, as in this card. While the comments on the separate lines by the Duke of Khan, he's the guy that did the commentaries on the moving lines, indicates the analytical value of this Eucharist. It is one of the master keys to the gate of initiation. To realize and to enjoy this fully, it is necessary to know, to understand, and to experience the secret of the 9th degree of the OTO. Okay, that's where that has led me. Okay, did they say the 20th hexagram? Let's see what old Wilhelm Baines has to say here. That's not his name is Wilhelm Baines. Okay. Let's see. Quan. Contemplation. View. Contemplation. The ablution has been made. Okay, that part of the ceremony. Okay, where priest is all prepared. Okay, he's getting ready to prepare the offering. It's the moment when everything is set. Everything is purified. Everything is ready for the culmination of the rite. In this case, it'd be a Eucharistic rite, like in a Mass, like in the Roman Catholic Mass, or like in the Gnostic Mass. That whole 20 minutes in a Gnostic Mass, priest coming out of the tomb, priestess blessing the priest blessing the priestess, but not on the altar, all sorts of things that are intended to elevate and heighten the consciousness of everyone in the room. And now it's ready, and each of the elements has been blessed. It's all ready. The ablution has been made, but not yet the offering. It's what goes on between the culmination of the preparation and the consummation of the Eucharist. That time period, when the mind is completely 100% fixed, nailed to the image of the object of the operation. That's that moment where the earth the universe, the singularity holds its breath before the Eucharist is made. Contemplation, the ablution has been made, but not yet the offering. Full of trust, they look up to him as if it's the entire congregation, the entire world, if you will, is looking up to the magician at that breathless moment. The image, the wind blows over the earth, the image of contemplation. Thus the kings of old visited the regions of the world, contemplated the people, and gave them instruction. Now the question is, how the hell am I going to put that on this? Do you know what this looks like? It looks like a host. It looks like bread. Of course, a pantacle is the magician's bread, the magician's nourishment. A good pantacle makes you gives you the inner urge to put it in your mouth and bite it. I worked hundreds of hours on carving my sigillum diameth, out of wax. And when it was through, I had to fight the urge to bite it. Okay, to put it in my mouth and bite it. Anyway, sorry I'm late this morning. I don't know if I'm ever going to get that this talisman made to carry with me for tonight's event, but we'll just have to see. Anyway, thank you for putting up with my ramblings. Like I say, part of the Kabbalistic madness is at least wrestling with the great truth that everything in heaven and earth is connected to everything in heaven and earth. Everything in heaven and earth is a reflection of everything in heaven and earth. And everything in heaven and earth is the pattern of everything in heaven and earth. Until tomorrow for Sunday school, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.